Alrighty guys, we are now just 42 days away from Star Wars Celebration on April 11th, which will be the way of unveiling the official teaser trailer of Episode 9. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that J.J. Abrams is really trying to do with this movie is he's trying to tie it into the originals and the prequels in order to really bring it to life and to make this movie stand out in the sequel trilogy in its own. So that's one thing that this movie has going for it. The other thing is, of course, is that the MacGuffin in this movie, the plot device, is going to be a very controversial piece, and that's one thing that's leaving a lot of people very worried about this movie. We'll have to wait and see exactly what happens with that. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, one of which has all to do with Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker. Now, what's really intriguing is that it's described that one of the planned scenes to be reshot in April, since reshoots will be happening in that month, involves a sequence that is said to involve the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker. It's described that the set consists of an ancient Jedi temple, with a bonfire next to Daisy Ridley and R2-D2. It's described that there are negotiations in place as we speak in order to get Hayden Christensen to play a role in the film as Anakin Skywalker for the brief sequence, while other sequences of Anakin will use techniques of CGI and unused material from Revenge of the Sith. It said that this scene would require new dialogue of the Force ghost of Anakin, and that it said that that is why there are discussions of Hayden filling in for the scene as we speak. So, what's really intriguing about all of this, guys, is that we do know that J.J. Abrams really wants to blow the fans away and wants to go all out in this film and really just take fans into an epic adventure in the Skywalker saga. So with that being said, the whole entire thing of Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost, we do know that JJ originally wanted to put him in there, in of course Episode 7, in the form of a hybrid Force Ghost. However, mind you, this version of Anakin's Ghost is actually said to be the light side version, the regular version of Hayden Christensen, as of course Anakin Skywalker, the one that we are all used to and know, at the very end of Return of the Jedi, and of course in the prequel trilogy in Revenge of the Sith specifically. So with that being said, these reshoots that are taking place in April, we do know that they're going to shoot some of the sequences over for the second and third acts of the movie here and there. Now, mind you, it's only going to be partial sequences. Most of the scenes have already been shot, they only need minimal reshoots here and there. But some of the more important scenes do need more work come this April. And what's really strange is that in the very beginning of April, we also have Star Wars Celebration. Just as we head into the middle of the month is when Celebration begins. So, with that being said, we can see how Disney and Lucasfilm are going to be very busy during the month of April. They got Star Wars Celebration, they have a lot of announcements coming our way for the new Star Wars trilogy, and of course new TV series, as well as working on Episode 9 a whole lot more when it comes to reshoots. Now, this Anakin Skywalker sequence to actually be filmed that would include Hayden Christensen if everything goes okay, would include the actual Force Ghost of Hayden, not a hybrid Force Ghost, but the regular Force Ghost of Anakin Skywalker, and it's also described that the actual set design is said to be an ancient Jedi temple with a bonfire next to Daisy Ridley as Rey and R2-D2. Now, this brings us back to one of the descriptions that we went over a couple of months ago about there being an ancient Jedi temple in the second and or third act of the film that would involve multiple Force ghosts such as Luke, Anakin, Obi-Wan, you name it. And that, to me, it sounds like it's going to be one of the big highlights of Episode 9. When you look at Episode 9 in comparison to The Last Jedi, a lot of people are starting to wonder exactly what could JJ do to really win the fans back? What could he really do to bring the community back together into one? And it's exactly doing things like this that would really make a lot of fans happy and satisfied, as long as it's done in the right way. Now, I know that some people out there would say, it's an act of desperation by including a lot of cameos and a lot of different older characters from the prequels and the originals and inserting them into Episode 9. So, with this whole entire sequence that's actually going to be reshot in April and will actually include the Anakin Skywalker Force Ghost, where they need new dialogue of the character of Anakin, and that's exactly why they need Hayden Christensen on board for this movie in that particular sequence. Other than that, you know, other sequences involving Hayden Christensen as Anakin would be done through the use of CGI and through the use of unused footage from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Kind of similar to what George Lucas did, where he basically cut and pasted Hayden's face from Episode 3 into Return of the Jedi. You could think of it something like that. They're also going to use techniques like that in this movie that don't necessarily require a lot of other pieces of dialogue. So, Episode 9, guys, I gotta say, I'm very fascinated about this movie. I'm very mystified, if you will, about what's coming our way and exactly what it's actually going to open, you know, up to. Exactly what the future holds after the Star Wars sequel trilogy is a big mystery and something that I'm very curious about as of right now. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon.